Well, as we were talking about, summer is here and many Americans will be traveling for vacation over the next few months, and some are willing to break the bank to visit a Disney park. Yeah, a new survey from LendingTree shows 45% of parents in the U.S. go into debt during a trip to see Mickey, Minnie, and the whole Disney gang. They found the average family spends nearly $2,000 on their trip and may need several months to pay it off. Many blame pricey food and souvenirs for busting their budget. And while, of course, staying within your budget is a big concern when taking a vacation, so is the threat of travel scams that could take your money. So our money and business expert, Derrick Kinney, joins us with some advice to avoid those travel scams. And Derrick, our first question is, what is the first thing you should do when planning a vacation?
Morgan, great to see you. First of all, you want to make sure you're dealing with a legitimate website or a legitimate travel partner. So much of AI and so much deception these days make it look like a real website. The problem is hardworking viewers like those right now who work hard to save for their family vacation believe it to be true, believe the deal to be true. They pay and then their money goes away. We want to make sure that doesn't happen to anybody else.
Some advice that you give, is to be suspicious of, to be aware of suspicious forms of payment that people are asking for. Can you give some examples of those?
Yeah, the most common example would be you typically expect to pay for a vacation with a credit card. Nobody ever asks for a check or cash, but if someone does ask for cash only or it needs to be paid for in Bitcoin, those are huge red flags waving to you saying, don't buy from this person or this website. The bottom line is if you can't trust or you feel in your gut like there's something wrong, you typically want to avoid that or call the number. Check with somebody, ask for references to confirm that it is legit.
And we want to talk about now disappearing vacation rentals. What is that?
Yeah, so this is very, very common and can be very, very sneaky. So think about VRBO, Airbnb, those very legitimate websites. You go there to look at the pictures and find the best deal. But what happens is what scammers do is they take the pictures off of those sites, put them on their site, and it looks like it's a link to a legitimate Airbnb or VRBO property, but it's actually not. And it's actually looking as though it's their property. People buy it and they lose money right off the bat. It's one of the most popular scams right now. The key is make sure that it's only VRBO, Airbnb, or a legitimate site. And keep in mind, if you're in doubt, call to confirm before you lose your hard-earned money.
And our last question for you, another type of scam. You always tell people to avoid that email saying they just want a free vacation. How big of a problem is that?
Well, it's so big, and you'd think that most people wouldn't click the button and it says, hey, a 1 week free cruise or a free vacation. And the bottom line is oftentimes this is a scam. Now, not all the time, but again, you want to verify and confirm. Keep in mind, the little print giveth, and oftentimes the bigger print can taketh away. So you want to make sure that you're confirming before you put your hard-earned money into a vacation. Make sure it's legitimate, and if you're in doubt, don't do it. Just because it's a good deal, you may be losing money and not have the vacation that you and your family truly deserve.
Derrick Kinney, always making us smarter, helping us keep our money in our pockets, not getting scammed. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.